What's up, guys? Back at the spot, and right in front of me is Mount Fuji. So sorry if I'm not looking at you guys directly, but I'm just trying to admire this beautiful view right in front of me and appreciate my time being here. But that said, I'm going to be explaining why being unsponsored is amazing. From my point of view, just my experience, how I went from trying to get a sponsor to being sponsored to getting kicked off and then being unsponsored right now. So the best way for me to explain it all is to split into 3 parts: before, during, and after being sponsored. And I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, but no promises, because I'm going to probably keep it raw and I'm going to blabber around a lot. So let's get to it. Let me explain how I started out. My first ever scooter was for Christmas, and my childhood mate's mum got it for me because I used to ride his scooter a lot and I used to just jump off the garden. It was just so much fun. And yeah, she got me a scooter, which was awesome. And then a week later, I broke it, which I was really sad. And then I ended up getting a mag gear from Kmart because I got it replaced. Not the mag gear you guys would know. It was the one before, the ones that were foldable. And yeah, my schoolmates ended up getting scooters. And we went to the skate park every day before and after because it was so close to our school. And it was just so much fun because we used to push each other and improve our skills and just have so much fun. And yeah, looking back at it, it really made me appreciative of those memories. That said, people don't really know this, but I live outside of Melbourne, 2 hours to be exact. And growing up, my local trail and skate park, if people would know, if you Google it, you would know how bad the skate park looks. And trust me, in real life, it's worse. But ever since I've been traveling all over the world, going to new skate parks all the time, I really do appreciate growing up with that skate park, because not many people have the luxury like us, especially to the UK and USA scene. Seriously, like, there are skate parks out there that are really terrible, and it just made me really appreciative growing up with that skate park. I mean, back then I wouldn't have been very appreciative, but now I am. So yeah, back then I was like any other scooter kid, looking up to pros, you know, watching them and being so inspired. And I was very grateful to have a pro like Corey Clement to ride with, to learn from. I mean, he was kind of, in a way, my sensei. Like, he taught me the ways of riding, which was awesome. So super grateful for that. And yeah, I tried my hardest to go to Melbourne skate parks a lot, but I was 12 back then and my parents never let me catch the train to Melbourne. So one day, it was like the first time ever catching the train with Corey and Darcy. Darcy was another rider from my hometown, and he was insanely good and technical, had such a nice style, and would have been awesome if he still rode. But anyways, we went to the shed. This was owned before the council. It was owned by the Salvation Army. We went there and I was trying to learn flips into the foam pit, and the helmet I was wearing, it was a Kmart helmet, and it was so bad. I mean, like, it was just wobbling everywhere, and it wasn't even doing anything. And yeah, did a flip, let go my scooter, and the bolt of the scooter hit my head, and I split my head. It was bleeding everywhere. I was crying. I mean, I was 12, so I had the right to cry. And yeah, I was freaking out because I was pretty sure I had to go to the hospital, and then my parents would find out that I ended up going to Melbourne. But the ambulance came and they said I didn't really need to stitch my head. And yeah, I still have that scar on my back. It's little now, but back then it was pretty big. But yeah, that was like the one time I went to Melbourne. Anyways, that's just a funny story I wanted to share you guys, and my parents never ended up knowing that. When I got older, obviously, when I was like 15, when I was 15, I went to Melbourne a lot more. That's when I had a job, and that's when I didn't really ride much because I used to work on the weekend and then school on the weekdays. And yeah, it really sucked because I wanted to ride. So I ended up quitting because it just, having a job sucks. And that's when I kind of improved a little bit more because I ended up going to Melbourne a lot more. That's when I ended up meeting like Maddie and Jeremy and Max and all that. Back then, I didn't really know them that well. And yeah, low-key, I kind of looked up to them because they were on a whole other level. They were so crazy and so good. And yeah, it was just really motivating for me to push myself to be at their level. And this is around the time when all my friends quit too, so I didn't really have many scooter mates to ride with. I only had one who ended up riding a lot with me. His name was Josh Anderson. Ever since I went to Melbourne a lot, the day I went to Frankston was the day that changed my life, honestly, because that's when all the pros were there, like Scholesy, Jackson, Maddie, Brendan, Oh no, Brendan wasn't there. Max, Mick. It was just an insane day. Like, so much crazy stuff went down, and it was just the funnest times. And randomly, Jeremy just hit me up saying, hey, you want to stay at Maddie's? And I was like, yeah, why not? I sent it. And to this day, I am so grateful, and it really changed my life. Honestly, that little gesture changed my life. That little moment, seriously. Jeremy, if you're watching this, I just want to say thank you so much, because I wouldn't be the rider I am today if it wasn't for you, dude. Because since that day, I stayed at Maddie's place every weekend and rode Melbourne skate parks and improved my skills so much, and got to ride with them every weekend, and it was just so motivating, and yeah, it was just insane. But yeah, there was some very good moments back then. I mean, moments like waking up, going to Southern Cross, getting brekkie at Hungry Jack's, and then going to a different skate park every weekend, such as Box Hill, Camberwell, or Fitzroy. Good old Fitzroy sessions. And then sometimes night sessions at Riverside, because on Friday nights the YMCA bus comes and they were giving out free noodles, which was awesome. And yeah, just memories like that I will cherish forever. Another awesome memory was when we caught the train to Sydney for Jammo Jam, and it was just so crazy because we got the carriage to ourselves. Actually, the conductor moved us to a whole carriage where no one was on it, because apparently we were being loud, but we weren't really being loud. And it was just fun times because, yeah, the trip was like 13 hours and we just had the whole carriage being loud, and just, yeah, good times. That was around the time when I was entering a lot more comps. Biggest one I ever won was the Razor Exposed Tour. I won $500. I was so happy because that night too, I got dinner with the Razor American team and Cody Donovan. This is when I was like 14, so yeah, it was really awesome. And then the next year, it was Moomba comp, and I won the amateur comp. And Maggie recognized me, which was really cool because I've always wanted to get on Maggie back then, like ever since they started out and the original team. I mean, back then, there wasn't really many companies out there, and Maggie was the very top. Being on that team with the original riders, whoa, like that was my dream, my goal, and that was something I was trying to achieve, my motivation. And they ended up never putting me on, or like never wanted me on, because probably I was never good enough. But they did help me to get on Eagle Flow, which was amazing because I got the first ever Holocaust, which were to this day the best wheels I have ever ridden. Yeah, that didn't really end well. I mean, they only gave me like 6 pairs, and then they never really did anything for me. So that ended, and then I got on a shop sponsor, Airtime, which was amazing. I had a good times with them, seriously. They gave me a Elites bag and that. It was good. Then became unsponsored because I just wanted to be unsponsored. And still, I wanted to get on Mag Gear. I changed my dream and changed my goals because I gave up trying to get on Mag Gear. And this was around the time Max gave me an Envy deck. And that's when I switched to an Envy deck and changed my style of riding. Seriously, that really improved my skills because that scooter he gave me was so light. I had like the Reaper bars, the ASV2, and this is when Jammo Jam 4 was on. So back then, when we caught the train, was Jammo Jam 3. First time Jammo Jam 3, because there was 2 Jammo Jam 3s, because the first time it rained out. So yeah, this was the next year after that, and that's when I changed my style. And then this is around the time Fasten was beginning, and that was my new goal, to get on Fasten. So yeah, that said, Fasten was just beginning. Brendan announced he was co-owner. Vincent just got on too. And it was just something I really badly wanted to get on, because who wouldn't want to be on the same team as them? And it was just a brand new company just starting out, and I wanted to be part of it from the beginning. I was filming an edit at the time, and I mean, I was never too happy with the clips. Like, I've been filming always since I started out, but I was never too happy with the clips I always got. This edit that I was working on, which you guys would know, that my welcome edit, was something that I really wanted to really work on, and I was really motivated because I had a goal to reach. And it was around the time 2012, 2013, yeah, 2012, the first ISA, and I really wanted to go overseas to get recognized. Yeah, I ended up coming 15th at Oz Titles, and I was really sad because I was like 1 spot away, no, 2 or 3 spots, sorry. But last minute someone pulled out, so I did have the opportunity to go over to Worlds the first year, but I just didn't have the funds. So yeah, was quite sad about that. And then the next year I didn't end up entering ISA because I just judge Oz titles at GC Compound. But yeah, that following month, Max Peters just convinced me to come to the UK. But yeah, that is the second moment that changed my life. So Max, if you're watching this, much love, thank you so much. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for you, and of course Jeremy and Maddie, just all my scooter homies, seriously. And yeah, I went to UK with Chris Trainer and Jesse Bays. That had a wild card, and at the time I didn't know, but there was a last minute like wild card competition at the event on the weekend, and I entered. I came first, won a wild card, and then that day I made it to finals somehow, and that's when I blew up. Like, I got recognized, which was really cool because I got to meet a lot of scooter homies and made friends, and just had an awesome time. Seriously, I was only there just to have a fun time, and yeah, just to ride with all the new overseas homies and ride UK skate parks. I wasn't really there for the comp, and yeah, it really put pressure on me because a lot of people expected me to win, which obviously I didn't have a chance at all. I mean, Coda and Dylan, like, those guys were crazy, dude. I was just having fun, and yeah, I mean, I just blew up because I was unsponsored. But yeah, I ended up coming in 11th, and you guys know the story. And that's when I got recognized by Fasten. At first, I got offered by Envy, which was weird because Envy and Fasten are owned by the same people. And I rejected them because I said I wanted to wait for Fasten. And this was around the same time I was filming for my big edit, and I was like nearly finished with it. Also, at the same time, I was filming my UK edit, which I released and ended up blowing up too, which was amazing. Thank you so much to the people who watched that. Really appreciative that people enjoyed that, and I really do want to make a second one when I go back there again. So hopefully UK Experience 2 coming soon. Yeah, it was around that time. It was probably the next year, early year, January, February is when I got the call, and I was finally officially on Fasten, which was amazing. I was so happy that I finally reached my goal. And it was also around the time I was finishing my edit, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this for my welcome edit. And yeah, kids will finally find out that I finally achieved my goal and my dream. And yeah, you guys know the story, and that's how I got on Fasten. But yeah, that is the story, and I'm just so happy I finally achieved my goal and dreams of being on Fasten. And yeah, it was such an amazing time. The 3.5 years, memories I'll seriously cherish. And I mean, there was ups and downs obviously, but mostly ups. And yeah, I wanted to share with you guys what it was like being on Fasten. The first year was simply amazing. I mean, it was my first year trying to prove to be worthy enough that I can be up top with Vincent and Brendan. And my hard work did pay off because that year I got to go on a UK trip with Brendan and Vincent, got the title of being pro that year. And then the year after, in 2015, I finally got offered a signature deck, which was simply, it was like, it blew my mind. It was like the childhood dream come true, because that's just something I've always wanted, just my name on a product for kids to ride. Yeah, it was a really happy moment for me. But then it just went downhill after that. After the Sweet Tooth tour, I mean, that year too was really amazing, the second year, because they sent us on a really big trip to Europe and then Canada and then the Sweet Tooth tour. But then after that, they just never sent us anywhere the year after, and then the year after that. Like, they were known to do big tours every year, and then they stopped doing it for some reason, which really sucked. And yeah, like I said, it went downhill for me. You know, trying to always constantly prove to them that I was good enough for them, and always constantly pleasing them with posting stuff and pleasing you guys with constant Instagram posts. And it really stressed me out because, like, I just didn't know if it was good enough. Like, was it something that they're happy with? Because they never really communicate with us riders if we were doing good enough. Only if we're in trouble or if they want something. Well, yeah, to be fair, I know they're very busy with doing business and stuff, but it is very appreciative if, you know, they just message us saying, doing a good job, man, keep at it. Because that really motivates the riders to keep at it and keep going. And even comments from you guys, you know, saying, dude, that was amazing, blah, blah. Just positive comments that really motivates us riders to keep at it and keep posting stuff. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm just happy the way it turned out, because it's following 6 months, just traveling around, being unsponsored, and just reflecting on my riding. Yeah, I'm just having fun right now, and being really less stressed, not worrying about posting all the time, and just constantly pleasing them, and you know, trying to prove that I'm worthy. I mean, when I was posting, I was really unhappy that the stuff I was posting wasn't what I wanted to post. It really sucked, I know. And I'm sorry that I'm not really posting much of scooter content, but I just want it to be the way it is back in the old days, where I'm just having fun and riding my scooter and just filming edits, which is why I'm going to be making more edits in the following months. So get keen for that, guys, because that's what I want to do. I just want to film and have fun and make some dope edits. So please understand why I'm not really posting much, because yeah, I just don't enjoy doing that on Instagram. But yeah, that's probably why they saw it differently and I saw it differently, and yeah, that's probably why I got kicked off. But it's cool. But yeah, I mean, the sponsorship isn't off the table. I just would like to wait for the right one. I'm kind of old school. I don't like to sponsor hop, and I really want to be on a company where I'll be treated very well, products that I really love, and just be really happy with, you know. And that's why I'm just going to be waiting for the right one. At the moment right now, I like to be unsponsored. I mean, technically I am still sponsored. I am on the Scooter Farm, which is a shop in San Diego, but they are more really homies. Like, it's just a homie relationship. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's just something I really wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was too long, I'm sorry, but I was just appreciating this beautiful view. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the convenience, go on some Wi-Fi, do some editing, and probably get some food because I'm pretty hungry right now. Yep. Well, the sun's going down, which means end of day 21, and it's gonna wrap up the video. I'm sorry if it was quite long and most of it was just talking, but I wanted to share that to you guys because it's something I wanted to let you guys know for a while. And yeah, hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes, and hopefully you guys get your dream sponsor just like me, because yeah, it was something I was so happy to achieve, and grateful for the memories I had being sponsored and riding with all the homies and just being on the same team as Brandon and Vincent and Minnie and all the other fast and homies, and pretty much being the same team with Envy, you know, Max, Maddie and all that. It was a really awesome time, and I really will cherish those memories being sponsored. And yeah, on to the next chapter of my life, which is you know, just traveling and having fun on my scooter, continuing having fun on my scooter. It's crazy because I spent half of my life already on a scooter, and yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be continually riding, but hopefully till I get very old. Anyways, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video. See you tomorrow.